Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God.
Jessica! I've never been called a fox!
Dana.
That's a classy name for a Harry.
I like it classic.
Okay.
Do you?
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica!
Dana.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I am Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young.
And
we are here to
rant and rave. Yeah. I think we did it. Hey, you just got quieter than you were in our green room dump. Did your posture change?
Maybe. I don't know.
There. Now you're loud. Oh,
Okay.
It's because you turn. I see.
I've got to really lean into the mic.
Because it's not right in front of your face.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha. I just wanted to make sure I didn't.
How refreshing. That's a first for someone to tell me I'm not loud.
No, you're not at all. You're
My
quiet.
husband tells me all the time how loud I am. I came inside, I was like walking up and down the street with my not even ear pods, like old school headphones, right, with a cord.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, I was just saying, but and he finished the sentence. I'm like, how did you know? He goes, because I heard you down the street.
Hilarious.
And he was inside the apartment.
Hey, you have been trained your whole life to project. It's
That's
what
true.
we do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hear that, Alan?
Yeah, Howlin'. I had the pleasure of seeing you in person last night.
I know. And I even thought about it once we left. I'm like, every time that I have seen you during the pandemic, which God knows, I can't believe we're coming up on 2 years here.
I know.
We have never taken well, I think we took a picture for pool night. But I was
that's
like,
right.
Again,
last night, no pictures. Do you know that I went to an outdoor pumpkin carving over at Candace's, and then also went to our friend Josh turned the big 5-0, and his mom was in town, so we were outside, and you guys had fajitas. I got there a little late, so the other pumpkin carving I was at, when I left Josh's, they all started sending all the pictures they took with all the pumpkins, which I missed completely. So I got no pictures at the pumpkin carving, and then no pictures at Josh's.
Yep.
Yeah. What's wrong with me? I'm usually a picture whore.
Also, I'm like, hey, I actually put makeup on. I put on a blouse instead of just a t-shirt.
I know. I wore a dress.
Big effort.
I went to Hamilton on Friday and wore a dress. Now, I did take pictures then.
An elegant
just a couple.
Emerald dress, which is your color. You need to have more green in your life.
Thank you.
Green and blue for your eyes.
Oh, thank you. I'm wearing the same shirt I had on last night. Are you disappointed as a human in me?
No, I'm wearing the shirt I slept in. I wore nice clothes to go to a client this morning, and then I came home and put my pajamas right back on so I could really take advantage of being here.
Took this shirt off last night when I got home, and then I got up to get ready to go to a doctor's appointment, and I was like, I'm wearing that shirt again.
Why not? We didn't sweat. It was actually darn chilly.
It was cold.
Mm-hmm.
It was cold. I wore that big fluffy coat, the big Marshmallow Man coat, which everybody made fun of me for because it's industry swag. I don't care.
Alan nerded out because he's like, oh, that's one of those coats that's like thermally heat.
Yes, he was telling me how it's built. I'm telling you, it's the warmest coat I've ever had, and it's thin. You saw I rolled it up in that little Trader Joe's bag.
That's why I said it's nice, because that is a practical thing to travel with. And it's not taking up half your damn suitcase or the entire overhead bin in a flight.
Exactly. And
remember when those puffer jackets first came out? I had one, and I looked like an extra from a P. Diddy, Sean Combs video. I couldn't think of his name. I did.
I never got one even when they were in, because I was like, I am already physically built like the Michelin tire man. I'm a freaking glowworm over here. With my body segments. I ain't putting on a puffer jacket, but this one's not made like those ones were.
No.
This one's thin.
Yes.
I don't know. I love it, but it does say Lone Star 911. Does it say Lone Star or just
It says Lone Star.
Lone Star 911 AD department. I don't care. I wear it proudly.
I love it.
I have a
I
lot of
love it.
swag in my life. I have a CSI Miami backpack. It's my favorite. I've got LA to Vegas coffee mugs, Modern Family coffee mugs. I have a
Yes.
leather writing journal from Making History, I think. I don't know. I've got
Ooh.
so many. I've got something. What do I have? Some kind of writing thing, like a folder, leather bound,
Mhm.
fancy thing from In Her Shoes. You remember that movie?
Yes.
I have so much crazy random stuff. And Dan Tipton wants none of it. And I'm like, give it to me. My travel suitcase. Okay, what I travel with, my white, what's that one that everybody likes?
To me?
No, Away.
I
Is
don't
that it?
know.
Is that it? It has the battery charger inside for your phone and
What?
everything. And it's a hard case, and mine's white. That was swag from a show. And Dan was like,
That's awesome.
he's like, I'm not carrying a white suitcase. And I was like, perfect, because I will.
See, that's practical swag. I
Yes.
love when they give something that
Same.
obviously is thematic or fitting to the production, but
Right.
that's useful. It's like,
Ugh,
yes, we all can use pens and mugs, whatever, but like my
no.
friend used to do press junkets for Warner Brothers back in the day. She worked for an ad firm. She would always send me things. So, like, when the first Harry Potter movie came out, they gave the Hogwarts scarf, and it doesn't even have swag. It, like, the tag sewn into it says property of Hogwarts.
Oh, cool.
And then the other one that really stands out, there was a movie called Kissing Jessica Stein,
Yes.
and
That's
they
a
got
great film.
Stila, the amazing cosmetic company,
Yes.
to make a little lip palette of like 6 lip glosses.
I love Stila.
Right? So I'm
Oh,
like, "Yes, please send me your swag."
absolutely. I remember we still use our CSI Miami beach chairs because they fold
Yes.
up. They're those like fold up like a little egg
Mhm.
crate thing, but it has a tent over the top. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Mhm.
It covers my head, and you know me, I'm albino. I can't be in the sun.
Yes.
I use that thing all the time.
Why not?
One year we got an earthquake preparedness kit, and that was one of my favorites.
That's fantastic.
It was amazing. It's got food in there, it's got blankets, it's got solar cranking
Yes.
radio. I mean, all kinds of stuff. And then, of course,
So
my
important.
survivalist mind is I add things into it every year. I put those water straws in there. Like it's to me, it's an
Oh,
apocalypse bag. It's not
yes.
just earthquake.
Absolutely.
So
Any
I buy
disaster.
whenever those water straws go on sale, I always order some.
What's a
So
water straw?
they're those straws that you could literally put in a toilet if you wanted and drink out of it. So it's a filter straw. So I have a
Oh,
Brita bottle, like a personal Brita water
yes.
bottle. It's basically the same thing, but just the straw.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, so I collect those. I guess they don't last for years and years, so I try to renew
Sure.
them,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when I catch them on sale, I just buy 3 or 4
That's
and
very smart.
put them in my baggie, yeah.
I love it.
Well,
Well,
that
I
was
was
really
gonna
interesting.
You know what? I feel like your rant is your big news from the past week.
Well,
It
that
kind
is
of
kinda true. Should I just go
fits
into
right.
it?
Do it.
Okay. So this is a personal rant, and I do have to say I share it with our friend Candy Brown. So Candace and I went to she had tickets for Hamilton before COVID, and
Woo.
yes, and then it obviously got postponed, postponed,
Mhm.
postponed. So now they're doing it, and I did feel pretty okay. I have double filters in my mask anyway,
Mhm.
I sanitize like crazy, like I'm just weird about it.
Mhm.
But mostly I do not do anything inside. Like I go to
Right.
the store and I come out. That's about
Right.
it as far as inside goes. So
Sure.
I don't eat inside, none of that. We're just very careful because my son is not vaccinated. He's not old enough
Yeah.
yet. And we're just trying to be careful. I have health concerns, things like that.
Mhm.
So this was vaccination only, mask only. They were pretty stringent about it.
Mhm.
Like nobody had below the nose, their nose nuts
Right.
hanging out. Nobody was doing that, which made me glad because I would have been like, oh, no, you know.
Yes.
uh, but my rant is I noticed it, and then Candace said it with words, and I was like, yeah, we need to discuss. Realizing how much I hate the smell of people, like getting back into returning to crowds. You can smell them even through our mask. We can smell them. And I'm not talking about like, ooh, but BO, things like that. I'm talking about normal, natural people smells that we probably never noticed before. Like, instantly notice even though we're outside standing in a line distanced, sir, that you clearly farted. It is strong fart smell.
No.
Farts. And you probably were farting in your car because now, even though the fart should be gone, we smell ambient fart. Okay? Or, oh, hello, ma'am, behind me. I hope you enjoyed your Szechuan chicken for dinner that I can still smell on you.
That's from people belching, I bet. Oh.
Probably, but that's what I'm saying. And then you go inside and you're sitting by people you don't know in your vicinity, and you smell like, listen, we've all got smells, but I'm sorry, my stray snakes get away from me. And I'm like, I smell you. And I think it's specifically not just your people smell. I think you didn't shower today and you quickly like powder wiped off. And you might have a little bit of sleep slobber that dried on your face, and then you put makeup over it. So I smell your makeup and your sleep slobber and your sleep body crunch, like little sweats, your sleep sweats that you tried to powder or lotion off. I smell all your mixes, and I don't like it. I don't like the smell of people.
I don't either, unless it's
I smell your trapped breath in your mask that's slowly seeping out. And it's not dirty breath, it's trapped mouth air. It's trapped mouth air that gives me pimples.
Yes, it's vile. I always feel bad.
Smells because I've been in my house. I don't go anywhere. All I smell is me in my home.
People that have to wear masks all day have really bad breath. I'm saying they have to do it for a living, for their profession.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Whew, I don't have the heart to tell them, but god dang, I know some people that, bless their hearts, have to wear one all day, and then I'll see them and I'm like,
I have to frequently, like, I'll go, okay, I know I'm going to have my mask on for a while. I'm going to pop a mint because I don't even want to smell my own mouth. And I brush my teeth.
Yep.
But when your mouth is closed, that's sedentary saliva, and that bakes in there in your mouth, and that ain't pleasant.
Also, the nerve of people to slip an SBD while they're in line or sitting down with people.
Unbelievable.
That's a silent but deadly for those of you who don't know.
Just the worst.
It's disgusting. I resent it more than anything. On a plane, in a subway, in a theater. How dare you?
Well, and also I just felt like I was so sensitive to smells too. I was like, hey, I get that we don't want to wash our clothes too much and we should be conserving water and stuff, but I smell your Febreze. I know you tried. You wore that outfit 2 times too many. I smell your body Febreze. Okay. If I can just smell Febreze, I'm cool with that. But if I smell body Febreze, one too many wears, my friend. And I'll wear it 6 too many wears. I will if I'm at home.
Yes.
I don't mind sniffing myself. But I ain't gonna have a 6 too many wears outfit out in public. If you are baking up your crotch 6 times in the same pants, don't you be wearing them out in public. And if you just have a heavy smelling crotch because that's how God made you, then you don't do that. You wash your clothes. Okay? I'm not blaming you for how your physical is. I'm blaming you for your awareness of your own bodily sense and how they travel. Okay? I know this is a lot. We're getting very intimate today.
Hilarious because I'm actually so sensitive. Like I can smell something from a mile away and I will dry heave.
That was what I was going to say, because then I start imagining exactly what that smell is. So detailed, it's not right. And then I start going, like I can't.
Yes.
because I don't like people juices, and maybe that's where this stems from. Because I feel like scents often start as juices.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting. Please don't be a loud smeller in public. During these, we haven't been around each other. We got to reintroduce our smells to one another.
That's true.
Let's be respectful, please. And it also makes me freak out about myself because I'm like, well, I've been smelling myself this whole pandemic. I don't know what I smell like. Maybe I stink to you.
100%. I think that all the time when I smell something. I'm like, oh God, does anyone in my life think that about me?
Same. Yeah.
I mean, I really hope, you know what? I really hope at least Alan would let me know. I hope.
Yeah.
Unless it's something he got used to. But I mean, my God, yes, people always feel bad to say something.
Well, because I don't want some rando on the street. Like, I would never walk up to a stranger and be like, your smell offends my olfactoryness. My olfactory senses are offended. I would never do that. And I don't want a rando doing that to me.
No.
It has to be somebody that loves you.
Yes.
Like, I can rant about it here because that's what the show's about, but I would never say to someone's face, hey, you wore your pants too many times. Okay. We can all smell it. Hey, that shirt smells like you went to Sleepy's in it. Did you take a nap? Did you slobber? So you got some sleepy smells coming off you, okay? I would never. But you best believe I'm thinking it.
Yes.
Maybe that makes me a bad person. I don't know.
No,
but
same.
let's just all be mindful of how we smell, okay?
Okay. Keep your smells to yourself.
We're trying to get back out in the world. Don't make me run and hide and sprinkle lavender drops in my bed and just breathe that because I'm scared of the world smells, okay?
Yeah. Actually, lavender is such a good.
I used to hate it when I was young, but as I'm older, it does make me feel peaceful.
That's so funny. Yes, I could not stand it.
I hated
but
it.
Real lavender, I love.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's really good. Oh.
Well, anyway, that's my rant. It's probably rude, but it is something I've noticed.
It's not rude at all. I also have a personal rant. It's very short. It's not so sweet. But I am absolutely livid, and I'm going to tell you why. So I'm not even going to say it properly. Do you know there's a store that has popped up in a lot of malls, again, at least in Southern California. It's called like Miniso or something like that. It's from Japan. I love Japanese products and things.
Snack shop?
Not really. They have a few, but that's really the least of what they carry.
Okay.
They have like little cotton ball containers for your bathroom, but not the whole bathroom set, right? Like they have these weird little random things where you're like, you know what? I could use one of these. But
it's not like a Tuesday Morning or a TJ Maxx or
it's a store in a mall. It's not terribly big. It's all new products. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a lot of stuff that you don't maybe need, or it's like cheap things for the kitchen, things like that, right? Weird backpacks that I don't know if I guess are intended for kids. No adult would use them. They're like oddly shaped. They've got some odd things in there, right? But I was like, I'm going to get a pair of these slides. You know, those old school, like Adidas slides that soccer players would put on when they take their cleats off?
Yes.
Well, they have them for $5. Okay. So I got a pair of those. And then I don't remember what the other item was. I got one other thing where I'm like, oh, I actually do need this. And this is only $2. Great. It was like some weird kitchen thing. So they rang me up. I just wasn't really thinking about it. I get home and I take it out and I'm like, the heck is this? I'm like, they must have thrown it in for free. You know, sometimes when they have extra, a store will give a little giveaway.
Yeah.
I looked at the receipt and I'm like, they charged me for it.
What was it?
Coasters of Captain Marvel, who's apparently a female. I thought it was Wonder Woman. And you know how there's like all these different incarnations that like depending on the company that gets the license for Marvel or DC, it's like they all look different. Like Lego Batman looks different than a cartoon drawn Batman in a comic book. So I looked at it and I was so annoyed. And then I'm like, you know what? I have a friend who is obsessed with Wonder Woman. It's his thing. He's always loved it. He collects stuff. So I'm like, I'm going to give them to him. Right. Well, I told Alan that. He goes, why did you get these? I'm like, I didn't, but I'm going to give them to Matt because he loves Wonder Woman. He goes, it's not Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
It's Captain Marvel. And I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then I was even more annoyed. I'm like, great. Because I
Did
thought,
it just accidentally get in with your stuff, or?
yes, there was a
Okay.
woman in front of me with her kid, and they kept stopping, and the kid kept running back and changing her mind and all that. And again, if it's like one thing, you're like, oh, I forgot a bottle of water, I'll be right back. Fine. But there was a big line. I was just trying to get my $5 slides.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you guys are clearly still shopping. What are you doing in line?
In line.
So
Mm-hmm.
she was getting, and the person behind the register obviously was trying to get through this long line of people. It was one of the things that she had put down. So they rang me
Mm.
up for it and it was in my bag. Now, why am I ranting about this, y'all? If I knew a single person and holler at me, I'll put it in the mail to you tomorrow when you hear this. Holler at your girl and let me know if you like Captain Marvel and want some coasters with her likeness on it, because it was bought at a mall a good distance away from me.
I was
It's
gonna
not
say
something
it's
I
not
could get
worth
to.
going back to. Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm like, you know what? If I knew someone who liked it, I'll just give it to them happily. Well, I don't know anyone who likes it. Again, they're up for grabs, y'all. I looked at the receipt yesterday because I'm like, you know what? This week I've got to go and return these things just out of principle. I'm furious. It was $6. It's not the end of the world, but you know what? I didn't want them and I have no use for them whatsoever.
Right.
Well, I looked at the receipt. They have a 7-day return policy. I'm past the 7 days. And I'm
So
furious
now
because
you
I
don't
have
have a
no way to
choice.
prove. Of course, and I have no proof. I mean, I could say that about anything. I could go to the grocery store and be like, "I didn't buy this case of Coke."
Yeah.
Really? How did it get in your bag? I mean,
Right. Right.
it's different because there's a register and they had like a plexi thing and I can't see, but I'm furious because I have no way to prove that I did not select those items, nor did I want to purchase them. And I did not
Right.
look at the return policy because I never intended to return
7
anything to
days
them.
is pretty quick.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I was so furious. So again, let me know. Otherwise, and you know what? I even thought, well, what can I do with these? Obviously, I can donate it, but also it's not even, they're very juvenile looking, right? It's
Uh-huh.
not even like a toy where when Starbucks or all these places have toy drives for like the Marines do
Right.
it or March of Dimes and all this.
Yeah.
What, I'm going to drop in some silicone coasters for a child for their tumbler so it doesn't sweat. I mean, what do you,
They're like,
hey, give me a break.
"Yay, Merry Christmas."
So I am very angry at
That would be
Minnie.
aggravating.
So I mean, I'm not mad at the company, but I'm mad
Right.
at what happened, and I'm mad at your return policy, Minnie.
Yeah, no
So
joke. Well, my little guy, he likes cheese quesadillas from Taco Bell, but he doesn't like
mhm,
their spicy jalapeno sauce that they put on it. It's too hot for
sure.
him. So I always say no, and I say it really slow. No spicy jalapeno sauce. And I make sure it's on it because he will not eat it.
Of
And I will
course.
have to go back and get a new one or find something at whatever, right? So we
Mhm.
did that the other day, and of course I didn't. It's they you know how they fold them all up and everything? It would take a
Yes.
lot for me to unwrap it and peel apart
Yes.
the quesadilla
Yes.
that's melted together and
You got
check.
home and noticed it.
Got home, he was like, "I can't eat this. It's spicy. It's just spicy." So I was like, "All right." So I drive back. I had gotten him 2 of them, which already annoys me because I don't know why he and his daddy cannot order off the cheap menu at Taco Bell, but they refuse. Okay? Anyway, so I go and I said to her, I go through the drive-through and tell him, they're like, "Go ahead and just pull up to the window." And I get up there and I go, he took a bite out of this one, not the other one, but I did bring them back, to show you. I paid for 2. I have the receipt, whatever, blah, blah. Jessica, she took those 2 quesadillas right in front of me and threw them in the garbage can. One of them had never been touched. I realized that they can't resell them, but I was like, I would have ate them. You know what I mean?
She
Or
should have said,
Dan,
"Oh,
oh,
do you want them?
we
I mean, you
can't
can
do
have we're gonna
anything.
replace it."
Yes,
That's what Starbucks does. If they give
correct.
you a wrong drink, they say, "I'm so sorry, we'll make it right now.
Do
Do
you
you
want
want
that
this or
one?
does?"
That's kind of what I thought she would say,
Mhm.
because I think it's rude to be like, but I want to keep this,
Of course.
right? But it just hurt my heart to watch her throw that in the garbage when, especially right now in LA, we have such a homeless problem.
100%.
Like, I drove past probably 10 homeless people on the
You
way
could have
home that would
handed
have
it to someone.
loved to
Of
have those
course.
quesadillas.
Of course.
I know our problem's much bigger than that, but it was a little aggravating and wasteful
No,
to
it's
me.
crazy.
And it wasn't my fault. On the
No.
screen it said no how, it was just a
Mhm.
mistake. It was just a
Yep.
mistake. But anyway, it did bother me though. It felt very wasteful and yucky.
Yep.
But the 7-day return policy also feels the same to me. How, especially
Right?
in a busy, I don't know. To me, if I go to a place like that that's very specific, that I don't,
Mhm.
it's not a grocery store or something,
Mhm.
I ain't getting back there in 7 days, I'll tell you.
Absolutely
For
not.
what?
If it was close by, like
Right.
literally within
Way
5 minutes,
different.
I would have run in, run out. I was
Totally
like,
different.
I am not driving literally a minimum of 30 minutes away, if I'm lucky, with no traffic, to
Uh,
go into a mall, a gigantic mall at that, to return a $6 item.
Especially when gas is $4.19 a gallon because we live in LA.
Yes.
I drive as few places as possible right
I
now,
know. The
which just
gas is
feeds
insane.
me, it just feeds my
Yep.
introvert, my my hiding from the world so I don't have to smell you
I
tendencies.
know.
I'm becoming a monster. Literally, I'm gonna start like losing. I'm gonna turn into Gollum. My precious. I'll just stay at home with my jewelry, my necklace, my rings.
The ring. Oh my god.
Today, we will polish our nails.
Well, hopefully, I mean, at least for you right now, but for any of you out there, you can take a cleansing breath without the smells of other people going up
All
your
I got
nose.
going on right now is a big old dose of Dana up my nose. I'm the only one home with me and my planties. So, after we rant things out, sometimes we have more serious rants. I would say today's
Mhm.
rants are just like, ew, things that get under my skin.
Mhm.
But it's equally important to let ourselves
Yes.
rant out these normal things so that, because we're not living in
Absolutely.
normal times. We all know this.
No, we are
We're
not.
not, none of us have experienced anything like this before, and we
Mhm.
need to have some sense of normalcy. So we like to get out our
Yep.
complaints, big or small. We take a big, deep cleansing breath, blow out all our frustrations, and then we'll spend the rest of our time together filling up with goodness.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, let's take a deep breath in and out. I like it. That feels good.
I like
Guess
it
what,
too.
everybody? I got a CPAP machine today. I'm gonna be breathing in my sleep.
Oh,
I'm gonna breathe in my
yeah.
sleep. In my sleep, I'm gonna breathe because normally I guess I don't. Woo, woo, woo.
It's going to be a game changer for
I
you.
hope so. I'm ready for a new
It
life.
is.
Do you want to tell people real quick how to get a hold of us? Because we keep forgetting
Oh, yeah.
until
We
the
always
very
forget at
end.
the top of the show. My
Yeah,
goodness
I
gracious, you
can never
guys.
remember.
Instagram and Facebook at the Rants and Raves podcast, on Twitter at raves_the. You can send us an email at the Rants and Raves podcast at gmail.com, or go to the contact button on the website www.therantsandраvespodcast.com. Thank
Yes,
you.
please write in whenever you want. Just talk to us, whatever. Also, real quick before we go into corners, just one. I know we said thank you, but I saw you last night, so we were able
Mhm.
to like trade things. And
Yes.
another thank you again to our friend Beck who sent us those sorry blankets that I, honest to God,
Yes.
when I got home and opened it, I teared up.
Mhm.
And I said to you at least 3 times, I don't deserve this. And I think it's maybe the most beautiful thing I've ever owned.
Yeah, it's
It's
really, really
stunning.
nice. and they're
It's
so
so
soft.
and
That
just
was from our
knowing
rave Remade India.
that's right. Just knowing that it gives back in the way that it does, and these women are learning a trade and to be
Mhm.
their own entrepreneurs. Like it all goes back into them. I don't know. There's something magical about it.
Mhm.
Knowing that they're made from old saris, and it's honestly the most stunning thing.
Yeah.
I wrapped it around my body. I twirled in a circle and then started crying. And Dan Tipton was like, I mean, it's beautiful, honey. Like he didn't know what to. Anyway, there's not enough words to say thank you. It's so special. And
Yes.
you guys are so good to us. And I'm always
Mhm.
like, I don't know how to repay that. I'm so grateful for all of you. But anyway,
I
you ready
know.
for corners?
Yes.
Okay, I'm landing. I'm up first for corners, and I have a what the what? All right, this is from maybe a more reputable source than what I generally go for. This is from NPR, written by Bill Chappelle. Sprinklegate sinks a UK bakery's top sellers after topping is found to be illegal.
Sprinklegate.
Sprinklegate, so tantalizing. A British bakery has been forced to pull its top selling cookies from the market after regulators informed the owner that the sprinkles are illegal. The US made sprinkles contain a coloring that's legal for some uses, but not for sprinkling. All right, Bill Chappelle, you're on the fence with me right now. Rich Myers, owner of I like those of the Get Baked Bakery in Leeds, disclosed the recent setback on Facebook, where his updates on what he calls Sprinklegate have been defined by frank talk and the occasional heartfelt profanity. A heartfelt profanity. I like that.
Mhm.
Customers often asked for raspberry glazed donut cookies or a birthday Bruce, a towering slab of 12-layer chocolate cake, Jessica.
Heck
That
yeah.
sounds like heaven.
Mhm.
Both of them were prominently featured. Both of them prominently featured the outlawed sprinkles. This is making me nervous because why are they illegal there and
Okay.
legal for me to eat here?
Uh, for the same reason why every country, including our neighbors Canada and Mexico, outlawed high fructose corn syrup a long
And
time
it's in
ago.
everything we eat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the donut cookies, Myers added, are not only our best selling cookie, but they're utterly sensational. That's quite an argument, sir. But for now, they're off the menu. Do they not make sprinkles in the UK?
I don't know. It's
They have to
bizarre.
source them
Also,
in.
they look like any old regular rainbow sprinkles
They
now.
do. But then his quote is, it is highly. So he must have really stressed that because it's all it's all caps. Okay. It is highly unlikely that we will find any legal sprinkles that we will use as a replacement. British sprinkles just aren't the same. They're totally shit and I hate them. Wow. Sir. Mr. Myers.
I'm dying.
I mean, Mr. Myers got Dana level angry over sprinkles.
Said they're shit.
Shit, he said. And he hates them, he said.
Can't.
He added, I am extremely passionate about sprinkles. No need to add, sir. We got that. Loud and clear. Loud and clear, Mr. Myers. Any drop in sales of the Bruce could also hurt Myers' bottom line. With or without sprinkles, each slice goes for 10 pounds, around $13.75. That is an expensive ass piece of cake.
Seriously.
Does he charge by the sprinkle?
Oh my god.
Okay, what? Listen to this. Okay, Myers says Get Baked got the sprinkles from a wholesaler that imports from the U.S., but the West Yorkshire Trading Standards Agency deemed them illegal because they contain a coloring called erythrosine, which I feel like I've heard of before.
Ooh.
In the US, it's labeled as FD&C red number 3. I've heard of this. I've heard this in discussion. The US Food and Drug Administration restricted some uses of red number 3 in 1990, citing studies showing that in high doses, the additive was found to cause cancer in lab tests on animals. Everything about that sentence I hate.
Mm-hmm. Mhm.
Fuck cancer and stop testing on animals
And stop selling products in
that are
this
clearly
country.
dangerous.
Yes.
I think I can handle sprinkles without red.
I can handle no sprinkles at all if
Saying they
whatever
don't
makes them
taste good.
isn't good for you.
They just look cute. They don't
I
taste
know.
good.
I know.
Nobody's eaten a handful of sprinkles for yum times.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. So, the dye is currently allowed in foods in the US, but the Center for Science and the Public Interest has urged the FDA to revoke its approval. BBC reports it's also been linked to hyperactivity in children.
This happened with my friend's kid. Her son was having like behavioral issues and
Hmm.
really like starting to act out. They ran all kinds of testing, brought him to a therapist, the pediatrician, all this. It was narrowed down to food coloring.
What? What
Yep.
was he eating that had it in it?
I don't know, but like I think things that are common, like
Right.
foods and stuff on the go, like I'm not saying it
So
was
many
in
things have.
Go-Gurt. So
So many things
nobody,
have coloring, though.
yes,
Yeah.
but something like that, right? Like something that he was
Wow.
having on a regular basis.
It
Uh-huh.
says the additive is permitted to be used only in a limited range of products in Britain, mainly cocktail cherries or to decorate eggshells. Wow, that's pretty limited. And we're like, no, we eat it by the
Right?
handful. It's also seen as too risky to be sold directly to consumers.
Okay. Again, why it's sold anywhere for any reason is absolutely deplorable and it
Okay,
makes
but
me livid.
here's even more weirdness. Like this story is just like a maze of odd.
Mhm.
On October 1st, a government inspector was sent round to Get Baked Bakery, acting on a tip that flummoxed Myers. An informer had apparently raised the alarm about the forbidden sprinkles.
What?
At the time, the baker believed only that his sprinkles were better. He wasn't aware they also broke the law. But also, this is where we're going to break it down, Mr. Myers. You got maybe some anger issues, okay? And I'm
Yes.
wondering if that maybe encouraged someone to go, "Oh yeah, Myers, well screw you. I'm reporting your sprinkles." Like maybe you're not a nice person, Mr. Myers, because you got
How
real
did they
upset.
know? Was it an
No.
employee who turned on him, or was it an independent inspector sent in from the British version of a Food and Drug Administration?
Well, this just shows how willing Mr. Myers is to work it out. Quote. I realize how insane this is, Myers wrote a few days after that visit. Unfortunately, I am only prepared to use them and no others. If I can't use them, I won't use any. I will be on sprinkle strike.
I
Mr. Myers, Mr. Myers, publicly you need to say, I didn't know, no more. That way,
okay.
bring back the Bruce without the red. If you got to drop a letter, make it Bruck. I don't care. Nobody cares about the name. Okay.
No.
I bet
Digging
your Bruce cake. I'll eat a
dig,
Bruck cake without red sprinkles. Okay.
digging his heels in.
Digging them in.
What a fool.
The initial contact was followed by hopes of a reprieve as the taboo topping was taken away for testing, but the verdict that came back this week confirms that the brightly colored sprinkles are indeed banned in the UK. We stand by the advice given and would urge all food business operators when seeking to use imported foods containing
Oh.
additives to check that they are permitted for use in the UK. I would like to add an addendum to that quote because we don't trust the Americans. And apparently they shouldn't. You know, with Myers and his anger issue about sprinkles, I think he's living in the wrong country. Because I don't know what the rest of the world's like right now, but America's real angry everywhere I go. A guy pulled out in front of me and an old woman the other day, 2 lanes of traffic. We were going 40 miles an hour down a street and he
Oh
was
my
pulling
God.
out of a parking lot. We couldn't see him. He pulled right in front of us and then flipped me off and said, "Fuck you. You were going too fast." I go, "Sir, I was driving down the road. You were pulling out of a parking lot. You made a mistake, buddy, but calm down. You're going to die." That's what I told him. And he was like, "Fuck you." And I go, "Buddy, calm down, honey. You made a mistake. It's okay."
Oh my God.
Every time he flipped me off, I said, "Mistakes are okay, honey. Mistakes are okay. We just have to learn how to learn from them." I was so mad at that douche because the poor old lady next to me, I looked at her. You guys can't see me, but her hands were up by her face and she was shaking like she was having a seizure because this rando crazy
Oh,
man who just came out of nowhere in front of
yes.
both of our cars was screaming, "Fuck you," and flipping us off with my child in the car
Oh,
and this poor
no.
frail lady. So I think Mr. Myers, who hates all but US sprinkles, needs to be here with the rest of the angry people.
Too bad the name Sprinkles has already been taken for a very famous cupcake business,
Oh, that's
which,
true.
as an aside, and I'm not kidding, I'm sure y'all have heard of Sprinkles cupcakes because
Oh,
they've
yeah.
moved on to Dallas and they're even in
They have
Vegas now.
ATMs. I mean, they're everywhere. They have cupcake ATMs.
None of their cupcakes have sprinkles.
Is that true?
Not one.
I did not know that.
I love Sprinkles
I do
cupcakes, but
too.
you
They're
know
good.
what's not good? The hard candy discs that go on top that are like the
No,
packs
I don't
that
ever
your
eat
mom
those.
would buy at a grocery store when they made your birthday cake as a
For sure.
kid.
Yeah.
That hard candy that's like 20 years old
Yeah,
that
no.
nobody wants to eat. That's what they put on top as a decoration that you just flick off. Nobody eats that hard dot.
I'm sorry, but if sprinkles were big enough for me to pick them off, I would. I don't necessarily like a sprinkle.
I
They're
know.
just a mush of sugar,
Kids just
but then
want,
they
they
taste
always like, I want
synthetic.
the sprinkle one for
Yeah,
donut.
because they look pretty.
Yes.
So I get it for that, but I don't know. But look, there's more to this article. I'll quickly just say fans are rallying around Mr. Myers here. He's winning praise. I'm not in agreement with him. I think it's kind of funny that he's so mad about
Uh,
sprinkles. One color of sprinkles specifically. That's also the weird thing. It's no other. Why can't we just stop making red sprinkles? Is
right.
it that big a deal?
It's so incredibly weird.
Okay. Well, he actually the intense interest has brought a rush of business and support for Get Baked, and it's distracted Myers and his team of journalists as a team of journalists descend upon his shop. He delayed opening on Thursday so that he could catch up on baking, but he pledged to fulfill all advanced orders. He won praise for waiving delivery fees for all orders to 2 local hospitals. Whether the confections are for staffs or patients or families, no one knows. To whoever reported us to trading standards, Myers wrote on Facebook, this should be good. All I have to say is, dear Lord, what a sad little life, Jane.
What?
So he thinks it's a lady. Clearly, he gender specifies. Is that a name?
I
He was gender. Is that a word? I mean, he was
cannot.
gender specific. What a sad little life, Jane.
You know what? I have no pity for him. This is not a case where my heart is at all broken. And now I actually hate this man
Oh, wait.
because he brought shit to a hospital that we now know causes cancer.
Well, but right now he's not using the sprinkles, I will say.
Oh,
But
okay.
I have to explain, I guess, what a sad little life, Jane, is a reference to a contestant's famous rant on a British reality TV show, Come Dine
Oh my
With
God.
Me.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
He's really deep in the weeds on this. He's feeling very emotional. And listen, I understand emotions. I feel mine strongly, but usually not over sprinkles.
Oh my God. He's got to go.
He's got to take a vacation. He got to calm down. Sprinkles have got him wired.
Unreal. Thank you for that corner, Dana.
You're welcome. What kind of corner do you have this week?
It's a celebrity corner. You know what that means.
Hollywood. Da, 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 Hollywood.
Oh man.
Beautiful.
This does not involve Dana or I's experience with anyone in Hollywood. This, let me just tell you, you had me at Neil deGrasse Tyson. I love
him. If you
love
don't follow
him.
him on TikTok, by the way, you're missing out on some fun.
Yes.
He's a doll.
He's a doll. I even love watching his passion when he does that show Cosmos or whatever
Yes,
it was
yes,
called.
yes,
I love
yes.
his nerdy choices of vests when
I
he's
do
on
too.
like Colbert and stuff. He
Oh,
wears like a
on his
solar
TikTok,
system.
he gave somebody dating advice on TikTok once. A young man wrote in. He's adorable. I just love it.
I love him. And
Yeah.
excuse me.
What happened?
I don't know. Something flew out of my
I'm
throat.
glad you're not in the same room. I would have smelled it.
That is horrifying. Oh my God. Neil deGrasse, I think most of us ladies have a real soft spot for a man with a brain, okay?
Oh yeah.
And he's a man with a brain. I love it.
I married myself an academic
Yes, me too.
because I knew that I lacked in that area.
Oh my God. Okay, just listen to the title of this article. By the way, going real old school, this is from Rolling Stone. Yes, it does still
Oh.
exist. It's like an eighth of the size of what it used to be, both
Mm.
in girth and overall size. That sounds like I'm not talking about a magazine, but I
No, but
am,
you mean
folks.
like the square size of it is smaller?
Remember how
It used
big
to be
it
big.
was?
Yeah, it was
Now
kind of
it's
cool.
like 8.5 by 11 and maybe like 20 pages thick. I mean, it's
Wow.
sad. It's been like that for a long time, but
Hmm.
I digress. So Neil deGrasse Tyson tells Demi Lovato aliens have no feelings.
I need to know how this story happened.
Mhm,
Please continue.
mhm, mhm. This article is brought to us by, it just says Rolling Stone. It does not list an actual
Author?
journalist for
Maybe at
this.
the bottom of the article,
Maybe.
maybe. We'll see.
Scientist Neil deGrasse Tyson has responded to Demi Lovato's claim that calling extraterrestrials aliens is derogatory by telling the singer that aliens have no feelings. Lovato made the comment ahead of their new documentary, Unidentified, in which Lovato aims to find the truth about UFOs. Fans had been speculating about whether the singer had an unreleased song called Aliens, to which Lovato said, "We shouldn't call extraterrestrials aliens because it is a derogatory term for anything." Lovato added, "I do not have a song called Aliens, but it sounds cool." Okay. I already don't get what's going on here. She doesn't like it. She thinks it's derogatory, but somebody asked
It's not
her.
always derogatory. Even in like molecular biology and stuff, you have alien cells to this. There's so many ways
Exactly.
it's not
I
derogatory.
don't understand what the deal is.
Hmm.
Tyson told TMZ, "All the aliens that I've ever met, they have no feelings." He did say that Lovato was just being considerate, but he also
Yeah.
wondered why they were worried about offending them by calling them an alien. He insisted, "We don't know what is going on in the head of a species of life from another planet." Tyson added, "When I refer to aliens, just to be specific, I always say space aliens. And then what we used to call aliens on Earth, undocumented immigrants, that's what the new term is for them. And I'm all in on that. So what that means is if we all do that, the only invocation of the word alien is for creatures from outer space that want to kill us all."
Wait, he said they want to kill us all?
A direct quote.
I mean, he's probably not wrong. Wouldn't you want to kill us? We're kind of cockroaches a little bit.
He already said all the aliens that he's met have never had shown feelings. When did he meet aliens?
Well, you're right though, because I was like, well, he's talking about like literally the definition of alien is someone belonging to a foreign country. Like if you look in the dictionary, right?
I was considered, when I had a green card in my youth, a legal resident alien. That's what I was
Yes.
called.
Whereas I would have been like, would I be considered naturalized? A
Yeah, you're a
naturalized
citizen. Uh
citizen.
huh.
Yeah. So I don't think it's meant to be derogatory, especially when
Totally.
referring to a different life. Life. I don't even know what you would call them.
Totally. I
It,
don't either.
like, I think it's going a little far, but you're right. Is he saying he's met aliens?
I don't know.
He likes to be a little tongue-in-cheeky, so
He
it's hard to
does.
tell.
This
Have you
just
ever seen him dance? I'm
yes,
objectifying him at this point, but
yes,
I think I
yes.
sent you the video of him dancing. He's a
Hilarious.
good dancer.
He is.
You
Lovato was
know,
also oh,
yeah,
go
go
on.
ahead. Please, no, I need to know more. Yeah.
Lovato was also asked if they would consider releasing a song about extraterrestrials given their interest, but answered, I feel like Katy Perry already did it, referring to Katy's single from 2011, E.T. Lovato was then asked if their answer meant they had considered it previously, and the Cool for the Summer singer answered, not really, but I'm fast on my feet. The star claims to have had an out of this world experience in Joshua Tree. They recall seeing a blue orb that was about 50 feet away, floating. It was a beautiful and incredible experience, they said. You know what?
I,
This article really remains a lot to be seen, and I'm
I
a
can't believe
wee
that's a
bit disappointed.
Rolling Stone article.
Neither
Not much
can I.
information. What's the date of that article, if I may
It
ask?
just happened.
No, that is completely unacceptable. And can I tell you why?
It just happened. This
Because
is
we
from
have
3 days ago.
that's and nothing is mentioned about what I'm getting ready to say, which is preposterous to me. You do realize that right now, as we speak, there is a flurry of radio waves and signals coming at us from a specific location that they cannot explain. It is all over the news.
What?
Yes, they don't know what it is. And it is like exponentially more than what it has ever been.
That's what I need to know more about. Not that Demi is offended by us calling ET an alien.
Thank you. I am actually a little bit disappointed that Neil deGrasse Tyson had to even comment. Like, it's so beneath him.
And to assure her that they have no feelings.
Also, I don't know if I believe that, but that's maybe a different conversation.
Listen, I've seen Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah, who hasn't?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know what?
You got it. You guys, though, you got to look it up. Okay. There is this flurry of sounds coming from space. I just read an article about it. I don't want to say anything specific because I mess things up because I'm old. But it's happening and they're trying to find patterns and stuff and they can't really find a pattern. They're trying to see if there's any symbolism, but it has increased so exponentially. They're trying to figure out what's going on.
I can't believe I didn't hear about this. And these are the kind of stories that it really disturbs me that we all don't know about this already.
I wonder if
what the heck?
I wonder if I saw it on NASA. Because remember that one time I started following NASA and I said to you, how have I not been following NASA up until this point? Like I could not, I was so mad at myself. Anyway, well, you know what? Here, my assignment for this week, I will look up that story and we will discuss next week. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Because it's happening.
I just thought of one other thing before we move out of corners. Our friend Tara from the Milkmaids podcast, who wrote us about the fish and how citrus can denture them.
Yes.
She was dying listening to us talk about it. So she said, I should have explained the denturing better. And she put some crying, laughing emojis. Denture means to break down protein strands. The protein strands in some fish are not as strong as they are in, say, like a steak. So they're easily broken down by the pH of a lemon. That process is called denaturation, I believe. P.S. You don't have to include that in anything. I just wanted to let you all know since you both seem to love knowledge too, which I love about both of you.
I love that. And clearly we didn't do a very good job of figuring it out. That is interesting to me. I mean, I am years old and I I did not know that. I had no idea. It is fascinating to me.
It is. And she knows all about it. Again, if you're interested in all things about just farm life, sustainable farming, she's really big into fermenting. I know Alan is starting to listen to the podcast and is looking forward
Yes,
to their
yes,
fermenting episodes.
yes.
So, yes, another shout out to our girl Tara. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
helping us with our shenanigans and
Absolutely.
not knowing what a lot of the things that we sometimes talk about are. Oh
Okay,
my
wait.
god.
I just found a little snippet. Can I just
Okay,
read this?
do it. Yeah.
I'll do some research, y'all.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
astronomers have detected a strange repeating radio signal near the center of the Milky Way. It's coming from the
Oh
Milky Way,
wow.
and it's unlike any other energy signature ever studied. The energy source is extremely finicky, appearing bright in the radio spectrum for weeks at a time and then completely vanishing within a day. It doesn't fit the profile of any known type of celestial body, the researchers wrote in their study. It may be a new class of objects being discovered through radio imaging.
That's wild.
And I just saw the other day, I'm not going to get the number exactly right, but when you
Mhm.
were looking at the number of radio signals they're receiving
Mhm.
compared to before, it's
Mhm.
literally like there were like dozens before, and now we're getting like hundreds.
Hundreds.
In a small amount of time.
That's
Isn't
nuts.
it? And
Yeah,
then, of course, my brain started going, right, okay, where is this coming from? What is it? And when was it sent? Because
right.
how long does it take to get here?
Exactly.
So I need a date with Neil deGrasse Tyson
Oh,
so he can
okay.
explain to me. I know he's a little older than me. That's okay. I like older men. Anyway, we got to figure it out, y'all.
Yeah.
And sorry, I do. If they are celestial, if there are, so let's just say there's got to be something besides humans, right?
Yes.
I can't imagine anything that's not artificial intelligence not having feelings, though. That's the only thing that I. So
Correct.
I feel like I feel like I don't know who I'm rooting for in this situation here. I I
Uh,
like her being sensitive to someone's feelings,
I do too.
but I that
Let's
I
cross
don't.
that bridge when we come to it, Demi.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I need to calm down. This is not something I need to solve today. You're right. Demi and Dana have got to calm down. I love it.
Uh,
Okay, thank you, Jessica.
yes.
Why did he feel the need? Did he tweet at her? How did this happen?
I do not know.
Hmm,
I don't know if
interesting.
she said that publicly and then he was like, "Oh, let me just put
Fix
your
this.
mind at ease.
Yeah.
They don't have feelings. You can call them that."
But that's what people say about fishing. I used to love fishing when I was a kid, and the reason I felt okay about it is because everybody was like, they don't feel it.
Uh-huh.
You can't tell me you're piercing the fish's lip with a hook and then yanking them up to land that they don't feel it. I don't believe you. I just don't believe you.
I
And so
know.
now I can't fish anymore.
Oh.
It upsets me. Anyway, I digress. Okay, are we ready to move into our raves?
Let's do it.
All right, my rave today is about Mabel toothbrushes. Okay, the easiest sustainable switch anyone can make. Plastic to bamboo when brushing. Ooh, I like this. Not
Mhm.
only are Mabel's bamboo toothbrushes biodegradable and chic, they give back to communities too, which we love.
Mhm.
For every toothbrush purchased, one is given to a U.S. child. What's also great about Mabel is their subscription program, which allows you to sign up to be sent a new toothbrush every month. Now, listen, I do not a sponsor. I know they're sponsors for a lot of people. We just don't have sponsorship at the moment, which honestly is short sighted of us. But anyway, I do Quip. And I will say,
Yes.
I love that they go ahead and ship me a new
Yep.
brush head. Me and Henry both do. Dan uses a
Yes.
different kind because he brushes too hard, so he has to have sensitive brush
Mhm.
bristles and stuff. But I always know that we have
I love it.
clean, good cleaning toothbrush heads because I am the worst, Jessica. I would keep a toothbrush till it fell apart.
Yeah. I think most people do. It's like you don't realize, or you're like, it hasn't been 3 months. Yes, it has. Like,
Yeah. So that is one thing that I think is
mhm.
phenomenal about these subscription purchases program.
Sure.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, I do like that. But what I love about Mabel, it says every year, billions of plastic toothbrushes, which is something I had not thought about, but it's so
Mhm.
true. Plastic cotton swabs and floss containers, come on, end up
Mhm.
in landfills, polluting our environment and harming wildlife. We created Mabel to give consumers sustainable alternatives to everyday plastic items that are
Mhm.
ethically made and top quality.
Yep.
Join us and start your low waste journey. So I know Jessica and I personally, we've tried in the last few years. You've probably
Mhm.
been doing it longer than me, but I come from the Midwest and they don't even have recycling at my parents' house.
I
So
know.
to make a concerted effort to use less plastic.
Yeah,
So, like,
absolutely.
I have bamboo utensils that I
Mhm.
carry in my purse. If I go out to eat, I try to use those because I get freaked out. I don't trust people washing
Mhm.
like real ones. Billy Bob
Yes.
Thornton really got in my head about that one time in an interview. So now I have issues. And I use bamboo straws or the silicone ones
Yep.
because out here they don't give you straws unless you ask for them. I
Right.
don't think it's like that everywhere, but
Mhm.
anyway, so they just added to their lineup now. They have bamboo cotton swabs,
Yep.
which I think is amazing. That is something you don't think about. A lot of Q-tips are made
Totally.
with plastic stems.
Yep.
And that's something I never thought about when I was younger at
Mhm.
all. It was like, no, this is just a Q-tip. Toss it.
Right.
So I love this. And for 100 packets, only $2.99. We don't
That's
often,
amazing.
I know we don't often talk about prices here, but I'm like, that's no different than going to Target.
No, it's cheaper actually.
I think it is. And then your floss container, they're
Mhm.
always plastic, something
Yep.
I never think about. So, anyway, you guys, I love that they do this. But then on top of it, so it's 100% biodegradable handle, all that stuff. And then on top of it, when you get one, they're also donating one to a child.
Yep.
And here in California, we actually have excellent programs where dentists and dental programs do come to the public schools
Mhm.
if children don't have access to it.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, it's so wonderful, and I don't think that happens all over the U.S.
No.
But it's so important because, like my dad, I know he didn't have good dental care when he was a kid because they were poor,
Right.
right? So he had a lot of problems with his teeth.
Mhm.
And also, you and I have talked before. We're both on our health journeys, trying to get healthy right now.
Mhm.
And oftentimes, dental issues can stem from other medical problems you're having.
Yes.
It's so important to keep up on our dental appointments and our dental hygiene habits.
Absolutely.
So anyway, what an excellent company that you can do that and do it well, and it
Mhm.
also gives back. This is it says
Yes.
this is our way of giving back. We visit schools in the US to teach kids about sustainability, green business, and help them start to think about how they can do their part.
Love
Love
it.
it. Mabel, you guys. So we'll put a link in our notes, but it's
Mhm.
brushmabel.com is their actual website. You can look around on there. Um, they have free shipping on orders over $30. I
Mhm.
don't know if they offer, international or not, but anyway, check them out, guys. I love it.
Thank you, Dana.
Yes, thank you, Jessica. Oh, they have straws too. Did you know that?
I did not know about the
What
straws.
is this? Hay straws? Is this like toothpickies? Ditch a plastic straw and say hey to our biodegradable hay straws. No, they're real. They're straws.
Made out of hay?
I guess so. They're intended to be used as a drinking straw, not are intended to be eaten or digested. Hay straws contain wheat as they're made from wheat stems. They test as gluten free. Interesting. That's a new kind of straw I've never seen.
Me neither.
So anyway, check them out, guys. Brushmabel.com.
Love it.
Perfect.
All right. Well, our next rave comes up because this is something that recently, earlier this year, I received a link from someone for a friend who had a parent that was very ill.
Mm-hmm.
And the company puts this on is called Meal Train. And you can go to meal, train.com, and it says the perfect way to organize meal giving. Now,
Mm-hmm.
this can be for a slew of things. Someone had a new baby, someone is recovering at home from a number of things.
Mhm.
Somebody unfortunately passed away,
Mhm.
and there's a million reasons why people don't want to um, have to think about food or shouldn't have to worry about that when they have much more important things to deal with.
Mhm.
So, if you guys haven't heard of this, how it works is you put in a friend's name, email address, and an address for where the meals can be dropped off. And these are the things that are included with Meal Train: an interactive online calendar. The organizer has email options to receive alerts when dates are booked or canceled. It allows you, and this one's huge, to give digital gift cards for Grubhub, DoorDash, and restaurants.
Wow.
Allows participants to make financial contributions, add multiple organizers for ease of editing, sends reminder emails to participants before their chosen date. It gives you the ability to list meal preferences and any food allergies,
Yes.
and easily share updates and photos with families and friends. So, again, I cannot recommend this enough. Um, Dana and I have a very, very dear friend. Our friend Chris just went
Mhm.
through open heart surgery, and we are
Mhm.
sending all of our love to Chris and his wife Sarah and their kids. He is doing great.
He's
So
doing
that's the
so
great news.
great. She sent us a picture of him because Dan Tipton and I obviously,
Hmm.
were checking in, and she sent us a picture yesterday, and he looked so cute.
I
He's doing
know. He
great.
looks great.
Yeah, they're really impressed with how he's recovering, and
Yep.
he may get to go home soon,
I
and
know. They're
it's so
talking
great.
even maybe tomorrow, which
I
would be
know, I'm crossing
insane.
my fingers for
Me
them.
too.
But what I love about this, I know you're not done talking about it, but what I want to people to focus on when you're talking more about it, I love that it's this centralized place that helps you organize it, because we've
Yes.
all always done this for our friends. We need
Yes.
at least we do out here, because I think you do
Sure.
everywhere, but we don't have,
Yeah.
most of us are transplants. We are each other's family.
Hmm.
But organizing that stuff is so hard, and knowing
Yes.
what people like and when they want it, and like, I just want to drop it at I don't want you to feel like you have to see me. I don't want to take
Yep.
your time. I don't want you to feel like you have to brush your hair.
Hmm.
This makes all of that easy, and no one forgets, because I'm the
100%.
queen of forgetting.
Also, you can list what it is so that 10 people don't send them pizza for 10
Correct.
nights in a row, right?
Correct. Yes.
It's like somebody's going to bring chicken and mac and cheese one night. The next night, somebody's doing salads. Like,
Mhm.
you just list it. It's a way for, an amount of time when someone is in need to do this and take the load off.
Mhm.
It's a wonderful thing. I also really like Meal Train in particular because it allows all of these things. There's other programs that are similar in nature, but don't
Not good.
provide the same things. And I like the option because, like, my friend, I was going to send a meal and I went crazy because I was trying to be very considerate of the several people that it would be going to, one of whom is a vegan. And I was like, I don't want to send them anything from a place where I don't know that I can send a proper vegan meal. I
Yeah.
don't want to send somebody freaking French fries when everyone else is having, a, a complete meal, right?
Right. Right.
So they had so many people send meals. He said, please don't send anything. He goes, I'm begging you. We have enough food. Don't
Aw.
send anything. But that is when you can then either do something else or send them a gift card.
A
I had a
gift
friend
card.
send me a
Yeah.
DoorDash gift card. Let me tell you, that is a delightful gift.
Absolutely.
Okay, you don't feel
Mhm.
like cooking? Boop, boop, boop. No time at all. You got to pick what you want for dinner, and there you go.
So helpful.
Yes.
It's so good to do for our friends when they're in need, because it's so hard to think about just the normal stuff when you don't
Yes.
aren't feeling well, be it from loss, be it a health situation,
Yep.
whatever it is. It's like such a small thing we can do for our loved
Mhm.
ones to help them get through the tough times.
100%.
Yeah. I remember when I had all my surgeries, people brought us food, and I couldn't have been more grateful. I cried every
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Now, I did keep your dishes, Brooke Cataract, and I apologize. Still up on top top of my refrigerator waiting for her. She's literally living in France right now. Okay.
I was gonna say you're gonna have to send that to Paris for her to receive it.
She probably doesn't even remember. It's been what?
Oh, that's
Before Henry was
hilarious.
born.
That's amazing.
But it was so helpful. I was in so much pain, I couldn't even get up. I couldn't pull my pants up. You know
Yes.
what I mean? So it was very helpful to have that.
Totally.
But you're right. I have never used another one besides Meal Train,
Mhm.
either just all of us crazy people trying to get
Right.
together and make it work, or Meal Train. So,
Yeah.
but I like Meal Train for all the reasons you said.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's very manageable and
Mhm.
it's very well done.
Yeah.
So, if you have a friend in need, consider starting a meal train.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. I love that your friend was like, "Don't send any food," because then my brain starts going, "Okay, then I'll send you a Target card or something so you can get like toilet paper delivered." You
Yes.
know, anything
Yes.
to help people out. I love it.
Well, and also it depends, like, you might know I'm serious, this is the Southerner in me, it's like, well, if you know a friend that has a deep freeze or an extra
Oh,
refrigerator in their garage,
in the
then you
Midwest,
could send
everybody
stuff,
does.
right? But
Yeah, you
people
have
were
your garage
sending
freezer.
so much food, he's like, then we had leftovers, we were eating it the next day, and then he's like, didn't want anything to go to waste, right?
Right, I get that. Yeah.
But you also don't have to go to a restaurant. Like a lot of people will bring a casserole or something that will keep, or that the person has the option to freeze.
Yeah.
Like a lasagna as a great example, right?
Mhm.
Whether they want it or not, that can go in the
The
freezer and
freezer.
then there you go.
Totally. Yep.
So meal train is where
I
it's
love
at.
that.
I love it too.
Jessica,
Dana,
I think that's our
I
show.
think it is.
Nobody knows that we have been recording it for an entire day now. Thank you for your patience with me, Jessica.
The magic of editing.
Yes. Do you want to tell people how to get a hold of us one more time?
Yes, please send in these amazing rants, raves, corrections, corners, memes, whatever you're
Mhm.
feeling.
Love it.
You can reach us on Facebook and Instagram at the Rants and Raves Podcast, on Twitter at raves_the. You can send us a direct email at the Rants and Raves Podcast at gmail.com, or hit our contact button on the website, www.therantsandravespodcast.com.
Yes.
Thank you. As always, thank you for rating. Thank you for reviewing. Thank you for subscribing. We got a new review
Oh, we did?
recently. Yes.
Thank
So
you
thank
guys
you,
so much.
listener, whoever you are.
Thank you so much, because that does help people find us. There's
Yes.
not so many ways anymore for us to I was just talking about this
Yep.
with Jessica. There used to be more ways that you could promote and be seen that would help you grow
Mm-hmm.
that don't exist anymore.
Right.
And listen, celebrities are fun. I get it, but it's real easy to just sit down in front of a microphone and then walk away, and everybody else handles everything for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're on a TV show, so everybody wants to hear you talk. Well, I'm sorry, guys. We're not celebrities. Sometimes we're on TV, but I think we're pretty cool. So it really does help when you do things
Yes,
like that
yes,
for
yes,
us.
yes. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it immensely.
Mm-hmm.
We love all you guys so much. At the end of the show, we usually try. Are you watching anything cool right now? Are you Squid Gaming it?
I binged it.
Okay, I haven't done it yet.
Well, you're gonna freak out.
I know that's what everybody says. I know I'll
It's a
like it.
masterpiece. It's
I
not
know.
overrated. It is I mean, it's just I can't wait. Once you have seen it, then we'll talk about it.
I think I'm
It's
going to start it tonight, if I'm
absolutely
being honest. I've
okay,
been,
do it.
yeah. My problem
It's
is,
incredible.
you know how I get set in my ways
Mhm.
and I binge something. Okay, so I've gone back to revisit Family Guy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's such an easy, palatable, stupid, silly, fun
Mhm.
time.
Sure.
So I'm going to have to break my pattern
Mhm. Mhm.
and do the Squid Game.
Do it.
Okay.
It's man, is it a doozer, but it's just really brilliant. It's a brilliant show, makes you laugh, it makes you cry, it makes you feel things, it makes you angry, it makes you question things.
See, okay, but Jessica, here's my issue. The only time I have to watch TV or have
Mhm.
entertainment like that of any kind where I'm not on the move. This is why I'm a huge
Yes.
podcast girl.
Sure.
I listen to way too many podcasts and audiobooks because I'm constantly running around.
Mhm.
So by the time I have time to myself to sit down and
Sure.
consume with my eye holes something for entertainment, I'm
Mhm.
usually so tired and
Yeah.
at the dumb part of the day where I don't get things as quickly.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, South Park or Family Guy or game show TV bloopers on YouTube. That's
Right.
where my brain can rest.
Mhm.
So, but I'm going to make an effort because everybody is freaking out.
Yeah, you're not gonna fall asleep watching this show.
It's also a difficult time of year because it's spooky season and I
Mhm.
loves me some spookies.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good spookies out.
It's a real doozer. Okay.
All right. All right
Mhm.
then. Um, I also like to always bring a point to ponder. And this week,
Mhm.
Jessica, this is a point to ponder from a listener.
Oh.
And I went over it in my mind because I was like, I'm not sure we want to ponder this. It is fascinating. Maybe it's a corner, like a what the what corner,
Mhm.
but I've decided to follow her lead and
Okay.
agree and say, good luck. You're going to have to think about this all week. What do you know about the history of the chainsaw?
Nothing.
Okay, apparently I didn't either. So this is our friend Danielle, and I want to read. I'm pulling up her message right now because she was like, I have a point to ponder for the next week. My 13-year-old actually told me about it and showed me proof. It makes me a little nervous about what she's looking at on the internet.
Oh my
Aren't we
god.
all? But I said, oh my God, that's horrific. And she said, right? I thought she was making it up. And then she showed me pics. So I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole here. And sorry, I also was Googling all this space stuff. So now I'm got to go back to my.
Mhm.
Oh, and I also Googled alien definition. Great job, Dana. Okay, this is not just a little fact I'm going to toss out because it's interesting to me. So,
Mhm.
why were this is from The Scotsman, by the way,
Okay.
written by Jenna McFarlane. Uh, why were chainsaws invented? How the tool was used during childbirth and the Scottish surgeons who created it. Okay. Before
That
chainsaws were used to cut trees, social media users have recently been asking one of life's most important questions: why wasn't the chainsaw invented? The answer, which has its roots in Scottish medicine, isn't anything like you would expect. Modern day chainsaws are used to mainly for tree cutting, right?
Mhm.
But it's a dangerous tool, whatever. Now, it was invented for a very morbid reason.
Oh
Okay.
god.
What you guys can't see is that my son is playing peekaboo with Jessica on the computer right
I
now. I'm
love
sorry.
it.
He's cracking me up back there.
Uh,
Um, the chainsaw was originally invented to assist in childbirth. Yes, you read that correctly. Before the C-section.
what?
Yeah. Uh, all fetuses had to pass through the birth canal, right?
Yes.
Inevitably, babies become stuck if they're too large or in a breech position, which is when they lie
Mhm.
feet first in the womb instead of head first. I'm going to go to reader view. Okay, here we go. So they become stuck, whatever. So back in the 18th century, if a baby couldn't fit through or if it became stuck in the pelvis, parts of the bone and
Wow.
cartilage were removed to create space, medically known as a symphysiotomy. Symphysiotomy, I think. This is painful. Oh, is it? And a messy procedure, which was performed without anesthesia, was
What?
done by hand using a small knife and saw to remove part of the pelvic bone.
Nope.
So, to make the process easier, two Scots surgeons invented the chainsaw in the 18th century. I read it was somewhere in the 1700s, but potato patata.
Oh my
You'll be
god.
pleased to know it wasn't like a horror movie, but something like a small kitchen knife with little teeth on a chain, which was wound by a hand crank. You guys Google it. She sent me a couple of pictures. I'll send them to you. I looked up more pictures because I was like, what? Hand crank.
Real.
Okay. For childbirth. That's how we
With
started with the
no
chainsaw. No
anesthesia.
anesthesia. Anyway, I could read you more, but it just gets more horrific.
What women have gone through
Thank
from the beginning
you.
of time when it comes to many things, but my God, childbirth. Holy crap, this is insane.
They used a hand crank
No,
toothed knife thing to cut the pelvic bone.
no, that's like when you're knocked out with anesthesia.
Also, even if I'm knocked out, I don't want anybody hacking my pelvis apart to pull a baby out.
No, I know, but I can't believe that people were not only awake, but that they had nothing to subdue the pain.
Nothing. I'm sure they gave them some kind of liquor.
And I'm sure people probably died from pain, and I'm not joking when I say that.
Of course, I mean, so many women. I would have died back in the day because I had preeclampsia. I would have been a goner.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it's horrific. It's crazy
Holy
to think
cow.
about. I'm sorry, but never once in my life have I looked at a chainsaw and thought, I bet that would be wonderful to use for childbirth.
Okay.
Also, they look so jagged. It looks like somebody found a scary fish and yanked out all their teeth and put it on a rope with a fishing rod. It's awful. It's awful. So anyway, basically what I'm saying is Jessica and I have been complaining about medicine and stuff, our medical journeys a lot, but at least we don't have to chainsaw our pelvis open to get something out of our body.
My word. Thank the Lord.
So blessings upon you. Have a great week, guys. We'll be back next week. We love you all. I'm sorry that I gave you this horror, but it is spooky month.
Yes, indeed.
And also you can blame Danielle. So or her 13-year-old, whichever one you want to choose. Jessica, I love you to pieces.
I love you too.
We'll be back next week, y'all.
We will. Bye bye.